is a fascinating figure in the Bible, a powerful and curious queen known for her determination to seek the truth. She ruled a region that, according to scholars, might have been in Ethiopia, Yemen, or nearby areas. Upon hearing of Solomon's fame, the Queen of Sheba decided to travel to Jerusalem. She came with a caravan loaded with gifts, including rare spices, gold, and precious stones, and presented the king with challenging questions and riddles to test his wisdom. The Bible says that Solomon answered everything with precision, impressing the queen not only with his responses, but also with the organization and magnificence of his kingdom. She was amazed by Solomon's wealth and wisdom, and recognized that all of it was the result of God's blessing upon him. Before returning to her kingdom, the Queen of Sheba praised the God of Israel, declaring that he was the source of such great wisdom and prosperity. The Queen of Sheba is remembered to this day as an example of courage, curiosity, and admiration for the divine. If you believe that seeking the truth can transform lives, comment, "I seek the truth."
I seek the truth. You cannot be seeking the truth if you're going to accept the information to which was put on that video for that creator. So this popular myth of the Queen of Sheba is oftentimes tried to be archaeologically validated by Queen Candace of Ethiopia in and around that time frame. But let's look at the reality of it, because this is often used by many people who want to say that there were forms of Judaism or Christianity that was more original and during the time frame of around the 700s BCE, because this would have had to happen around 800 to 700 BCE. And then Queen Candace met with Solomon, spent that time. And then the Ethiopians go even further, the Ethiopian Jews go even further to say that, oh, not only did she meet with him, but they were in love because of the Songs of Solomon. And they had a baby. And that baby was King Menelik the first. And King Menelik came back up and saw his father, spent time with his father. And King Menelik then, with his buddies, they took some stories say he was given, other stories say he took the Ark of the Covenant, and now it's in Ethiopia at this little church. And that's the whole thing that you have there. And then the Rastafari go even further, with Haile Selassie all of a sudden saying that, hey, yeah, and I'm a descendant of King Menelik, and so the Rastafari was created. And many people think that's a true form of Christianity, and that's been around as the oldest form of Christianity. But let me tell you the truth of it if you actually seek the truth. The truth is this, that there probably were emissaries from other countries who came and they traded with what became the Israelite kingdom in the Levant around 800, 700 BCE. There is absolutely zero proof that the Queen of Ethiopia or Yemen, which would become the Axiom Empire or the DMT, ever had a romantic relationship with Solomon, ever had a child with Solomon, because the people in the DMT, the people of Yemen, the people in Ethiopia, which was called Axiom at the time frame, have never, ever, until more modern times, began the Jewish or Christian worship. So this whole thing, there is zero archaeological evidence of them being on there. Kind of like them sirens. It should be going off in every Christian's head about the fact that there's zero proof of this information. Every Rastafari's head, every Jew's head, that there's zero proof of Candace coming back and installing Christianity or Judaism. And let me explain how things worked back then, because the mindset of people today can't seem to conceptualize how things work. You see, most kingdoms were declared a certain religion based on the king. So if Queen Candace had came back and she had praised the Israelite God, then she would have instituted Judaism in Ethiopia, well, in Axiom or DMT, or in Yemen at that time. But no, they continued to worship their sun and moon deities. So they never started worshiping this God Yahweh. Then, if King Menelik had did that, he would have established it, but he never established it. Archaeologically, The first time Judaism is seen in Ethiopia isn't until the Jewish diaspora starts to leave during the Roman Empire time frame, which is the 1st century. You might have had a little bit, a couple of people here and there during the 1st century BCE, 2nd century BCE with the Greeks, but most of it happened after Titus conquered Judea in 70 CE, and then you had the diaspora of some Jews going into Egypt and some going down into what is modern day Ethiopia, which was the Axiom Empire. Now, because the Romans never conquered the Axiom Empire. Now, the Christians have their bullshit story thinking that an Ethiopian eunuch had learned the scrolls of Isaiah from one of the apostles, I think Peter, and then took it down to Egypt. No, this is a copy of the story of Frumentius, who crashed on the land of Axiom, was made into a slave, went back, was free to go back up to the Coptic church in Egypt, then came back and converted King Azana to Christianity, and then King Azana forced Christianity to become the religion of the Axiom Empire, which is modern day Ethiopia. That happened in 330 CE. So Christianity was already in Rome before then. It was already in Turkey and Abyssinia. It was already in the Levant. It was already in Egypt. It was already spreading throughout the Roman Empire during that time frame. So Ethiopia does not have the oldest form of Christianity. And there was no forms of Judaism that was recognizable in Axiom during that time frame. So black people like to jump on this to say that, hey, we the black Jews, we the original, yeah, especially the Hebrew Israelites, like we the original wine, you know. And then other black people, because they can't celebrate the history of the black people in Angola, in West Africa. They can't celebrate the history of black people in South Africa, the history of black people in the Mali. You don't want to celebrate that, so you just want to jump to Egypt and Ethiopia, as if every damn black person in Africa was from Egypt or Ethiopia. My ancestors come from West Africa, and I'm damn proud of it. Damn proud of it. They were Yoruba, they were Igbo, they were Bantu is a general classification. They were Mali. That's where my ancestry come from. It doesn't come from Egypt. It doesn't come from Ethiopia. And to say that those were the oldest forms of Christianity is just a bold-faced ass lie. And to say that Sheba was walking around with her titties out, as that video had it, is just a big ass lie. None of that stuff ever happened. It's just things that people made up. And if you can't look at the archaeology and verify it, then your story is a fairy tale. But hey, liars gotta lie. So what do you guys think? Lying ass liars. You always have. You can go to the website, get the lying ass liar shirt. But always remember, you have to free yourself to be yourself, because your greatness is non-negotiable. Good journey, good vibrations.